All right, so if we're looking at what bond traders are pricing in, they pretty much think it's going to be another pause. It seems like everybody's really focused on the tone of that pause and what Jay Powell is going to say. What are you expecting, especially following the president's comments that he wants to see rates lower?
I'm expecting three things. First, as with markets, I'm expecting a pause. Secondly, as he said the last time around, they're in a new phase now where I think they're wait and see. They'll be talking about being data dependent for sure, and he'll undoubtedly talk about incoming data that has been a little disappointing on inflation. Has shown underlying strength in the economy. Fortunately, labor markets in good shape. And I think he'll be asked about the president's comments, and my suspicion is he will continue to reinforce Fed independence from political pressure.
You know, Roger, I'm just about as certain he's going to be asked about the president's comments as everyone seems to be as certain that we're going to get a pause. So when these questions come up, I think it'll be more than just one. How do you expect Jay Powell to respond? I've seen some articles that say that he's going to try to just avoid saying anything that might lead to a reaction from the president, and others that think this is a very important inflection point where Jay Powell needs to really assert the independence of the Fed and push back against the president. Which way do you see it going?
I think he's going to want to avoid a tit-for-tat fight with the president while reassuring markets that the Fed is going to be independent and set policy based not on political pressure, but rather on incoming data and focusing on its mandate. I think he's also going to say that by having the Fed do that, it creates more room for the fiscal approaches that maybe the Fed wants, that the president might want, and it's overall good for the economy. So I think he's going to reinforce that an independent Fed is good for the U.S. economy, which is in turn good for everyone.
How do you see Fed officials digesting some of these tariff policies, some of these tariff threats? For example, Colombia, we called it kind of the shortest trade war that ever happened. The idea that we might see tariffs on Canada and Mexico, we might see increased tariffs on China. How do you think that they digest that when it comes to the decisions going forward? And does this put potentially this year a hike back on the table?
And I think they'll wait and see exactly what unfolds with the tariffs being put in place. To date, what we've seen, look at Colombia, is the threat of tariffs being used as a tool for international diplomacy. And so I think it's going to be too early for most of them to firmly have a firm point of view about the impact of tariffs. Whether or not it leads to a potential hike, there's certainly some discussion in markets and other places in economics about how to deal with tariffs. Are they just a one-time change in price levels, or, given the experience that we've had, do they risk kicking off another round of inflation? So I would say that it's a possibility that we'll see hikes later, but it depends very much on the incoming data and also how the policy itself unfolds.